What's something you wish you enjoyed but just can't get yourself into?
Running.
I absolutely love running, but I think the moralization of it is wild. Running is no better than another way of moving your body. I always tell people to find what they like. It just so happens that when I run, I remember that I don't hate life. It's almost an addiction.
My doctor told me to run more. I picked up climbing and loved doing that instead, but the doctor still insisted. I tried doing it for a summer and just hate it. Not sure why my doctor insists on me running LOL.
Because it's an aerobic exercise, climbing is similar to lifting weight aka anaerobic exercise. He probably wants you to better your cardiovascular system and heart capacity by doing exercises like running, jumping rope, jogging, etc.
Going out after work instead of staying home all the time.
This is exactly an issue I'm trying to find a solution to now.
Don't go home. Not sure what you do for work, but the key is not going home. I love going out after work and I love going home as well. Regardless of what the plans are, if I go home first, I'm not leaving. If I go straight out or go do something before going out, then I'll go.
I work from home and I always make sure I walk out every day after work. It really does help me mentally, even if I just do a quick 15-minute walk.
Anything that involves exercise. Edit, obviously I don't want to exercise.
COVID-19 hit. This is it, my golden opportunity to get into exercise. The state has determined package stores are essential businesses and will be open during the pandemic. Change of plans. Instead of getting on the treadmill, I'm going to give day drinking a go.
Man, same. We all collectively became alcoholics. LOL.
Man, I spent 30 years practicing for a pandemic. Then when one finally comes our pun, I'm mandated essential and didn't even get to take part in it. The total lack of traffic was great though.
Meditation. I love the idea of it and really want to relax and explore my mind. But I just sit there thinking about my breathing and also, when will this work? And then I quit. Suggestions welcome.
I think that sitting on the balcony or porch, sipping on coffee or beer, not doing anything, watching birds fly, etc. is the best type of meditation.
I get you, but I guess I'm seeking something that seems impossible, haha. I'm an avid lucid dreamer and love it. I wish I could somehow hack my mind to think deeper in my own mind's universe. Damn, I'm weird.
You're lucky. I've only had a handful of lucid dreams in my life, and they usually ended soon after I realized I could take control.
At the moment, everything. In a rough spot, seeing a therapist. Trying to break out of it.
I feel it. I use up all my energy at work and live alone without much of a social life. I'm not saying it fixed anything, but I did adopt a cat back in January and it's helped improve my quality of life at times. I definitely try to keep my apartment cleaner than I have in the past because I don't like the idea of her living in filth. I clean her litter box regularly and change it every week and a half. Gotta make sure she's fed daily and has water, and I try to play with her when she wants to play. And it's nice to have someone that's happy to see me when I get home from work.
I could have written this word for word about myself. My heart is with you, friend. I'm rooting for you.
Academic learning. Went through most of my life with undiagnosed ADHD. Flew under the radar so long that I find any sort of classroom learning unbearable.
My last completed school grade was 6th. Going back to school and quitting a few times got me 2 high school credits. Got diagnosed at 18 and started taking a methamphetamine. Got a GED and was able to hyperfocus at college, earning a 3.7 GPA. I attribute this to being out of the system and not being tortured in the school environment. We're not built for constant focus and attentive learning. We get ruined by these systems of teaching. Good luck, friend. School sucks, but school sucks so much worse when you have executive decision errors or just forget your homework every day.
Being an extrovert.
As a fellow introvert in his 30s, the sooner you embrace it and accept that you find more enjoyment that way, the healthier you will be. No sense in trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
I agree. I used to try and be extroverted to the best of my abilities, then one day, while I was demoing a Pathfinder game, I closed my laptop, looked at the group, and said, "You know what? I am introverted as fuck. I have a 2 to 3 hour social battery life, and when I hit it, I cannot continue to focus on anything but going home." And from then on I said, fuck it. Once those 3 hours were hit, I just tell them I'm gonna take off. I think telling them made it easier to understand why I regularly left early or even outright canceled. My work demands a lot of meetings.
Similar to my experiences, I'm unapologetically an introvert now. My friends understand me a lot better now, well, most do. I had a friend confide in me. I didn't know we were allowed to tune out or leave like that, and inspired her to embrace the introverted lifestyle.
Holy shit, thank you. It took reading this to realize I have a social battery life. My neighbor down the street is my closest friend and I love hanging with him, but after a few hours I'm just done. I thought it was me, which it is, but that's okay.
Playing with toddlers. I feel like the worst mom ever, but it is so frustrating playing with them. My sons are little destroyers.
The thing I hate about playing with kids is that there is no end time. They don't get tired of it as fast as I do. If they are enjoying it, then, in their mind, it should last for eternity. It always ends with a child getting angry or hurt and crying.
Time for some advice, as usual, free to be ignored. I'm a father of 3, youngest is 17. How I solved this problem was to constantly make evolution change. Playing with blocks, 10 to 15 minutes move on to playing with chalk. 10 to 15 minutes later move on to the next evolution. This constant switching causes the brain to wear down quicker, I've noticed. Ionad.
Being around little kids. I never have the energy, and just don't know how to interact with them really without making myself cringe.
Honestly, little kids love being treated like grown-ups. Like, genuinely. I always found it super weird and unsettling watching adults do the whole syrup-voiced, big wide-eyed facial expression pantomime shit around children, and when I had one I just treated him like a normal person with some mindfulness of age appropriateness. He's 10 and all his friends have always really liked me, and even better, they genuinely trust me because I'm honest and real with them. So I would say just be your actual adult self around kids and they will appreciate it.
I feel vindicated reading this. I think parents put me off the idea of parenthood more than kids themselves. If I have a child and someone baby talks them, I'm gonna absolutely lose it. Kids are capable of a lot, but their parents just want to give the world and everything else to their little squishy thing.
Reading. Don't get me wrong. I have my doctorate. I just struggle reading for pleasure. I just can't do it. I feel like I've spent so much time reading for school, for work, for something that I can't do it for fun.
I get that. I was a proofreader, text editor for years. It always felt like work, reading on my own. I had a breakthrough last summer though. Encountering a topic I was enthused about and hungry to find out more. I started ordering books and devouring them. Now I have started to read books I had that were gathering dust, or things out of my usual area of interest. I am retired and have grown to hate almost everyone and everything on TV, so this has been very good for me. I hope something like that happens to you.
The OL Breakthrough Book. I think every avid reader has that moment if they keep trying, some just younger than others.
Sushi. I so desperately want to like it, but I can't taste much of anything except the seaweed, and the texture is really off-putting to me. And every time I tell a sushi lover this, they're like, you just haven't had the good stuff. And I get all excited because maybe they're right. Then I have what they call the good stuff and it tastes like seaweed to me. I've even just eaten sashimi. That is just a texture in my mouth. Edit. First of all, thank you to everyone telling me to not give up on sushi. I try it every few years with frustratingly little progress. To those suggesting sushi with no seaweed, I've tried it. From the straight sashimi to every other type. The texture and general lack of flavor just don't do it for me. And thank all of you saying, seriously, you haven't had the good stuff yet. If LA, New York, and Seattle don't have the good stuff, no place does. I just have a dumb tongue, apparently. Love you all though. Thanks for trying to better me.
I can see this. I do like sushi, but it is a lot of mild flavors and big textures.
Yoga. Yes, I've been trying on and off since high school. I'm turning 30 this year, at a variety of studios with different instructors, taking a variety of classes, going with different friends or by myself, etc., and have never enjoyed it that much during or after. I wish I did, as I know it has so many benefits. I'm still open to going to a class every now and then if a friend invites me, but I've stopped trying to get myself to like it or do it regularly.
try the Track Yoga app. It's free and can be done at home, and I felt I liked it most cause I could do it alone and be completely comfortable in those positions in my own home, not a studio lol. You can unlock longer sessions / different sessions by doing the easy ones first. I think it's my favorite and the only thing that keeps me sticking to yoga.
Writing. I have a million ideas in my head for books, but I just can't buckle down and start typing.
Me too. People tell me I'm good at it. My therapist / career counselor insists I'm very good at it. But I don't have a platform or solid idea of what to do with it in a lucrative way, and my executive function skills are absolute trash. If my writing can't be harnessed in a way that will liberate me from soul-sucking, dead-end, 8 to 5 o'clock drudgery, then it's useless to me. I'd trade it for the ability to do basic math in a heartbeat. 15 years or so ago, my nerdy ass started a Soul Calibur fanfiction. I got 3 chapters in and I got so much really positive feedback. Someone messaged that she liked it so much she translated it to Russian. That felt good. And then I started a relationship and stopped writing it. I never finished it. I've been contacted to write about my mental health situation for a really great website, but it's been months and I haven't started because it's really difficult to try and frame my situation positively. People submit pieces about the mental health struggles they're overcome, but I haven't actually overcome any. I still resent having to be alive. I'm just a pile of disorders and trauma responses and coping methods stacked up in a trench coat. Here's this great opportunity right in front of me and I still can't get myself to take it.
My job provides me with about 8 hours of mental downtime. I've got a couple of philosophical pieces, a book, an analysis of lyrics turned book, and 3 essays constantly being written and revised in my head. Also a proposal for modes of intrapersonal communication, quite proud of this one. Barely a word immortalized anywhere physical.
Card games and watching sports.
I feel you on sports. I enjoy watching live games, but watching it at home, I can't. At home, honestly, at work, I'd rather watch highlights and look up final scores and stats.
If you're willing to give it a go, I'd recommend reaching for sports where they don't actually keep score within a single competition, like running, biathlon, motorsports. Basically disciplines where the enjoyment comes from watching things unfold rather than what the score turns out to be.
Man, highlight reels on YouTube are amazing, but have definitely ruined my enjoyment of actually watching games.
Cleaning. I'm very envious of people who find it cathartic or who get a dopamine rush after completing a task. It's always a chore and burden for me. I'm constantly battling myself trying to force myself to get things done. I wish it wasn't so draining for me.
I pretty much have to have music on and a cold beverage nearby to enjoy cleaning. I can appreciate that something looks better, but my brain schemes right over a tidy space the same way it does chaos. It's been a big hang-up in relationships, unfortunately.
I listen to music, drink a beer, and enjoy the clean. The cool thing is the more you make it fun, the more likely you are to clean, even if it's not fun.
Same here. I love to listen to stand-up comedies in my ears while cleaning with a beer or glass of wine. You just get in the zone and before you know it, it's done. Even better if I'm gardening. I get so much done. Music just doesn't motivate me the same. If you want some good recommendations for great stand-up comedies that you don't have to watch and can just listen to, I'm your girl. And there's a sub here for the free YouTube stand-up specials too if I can find it.
Cleaning with a podcast on is my designated me time.
Me too. Until I discovered audiobooks and it made me feel like it was less tedious. I used earphones and the first audiobook I listened to was IT by Stephen King. It's super long on audiobook and so much more happens in the book. I got so into it that I cleaned and completely decluttered my whole house in 3 days. When I couldn't find another book to get into as much as that, I started to listen to stand-up comedies on YouTube with a glass of wine. Giggling away doing the boring tasks helped me get so much done. And it was so satisfying when it was all done and I could just relax without feeling guilty about things that needed to be done.